So a great atmosphere building up here, crowd touching 50,000. And a big night for both clubs. Well, there's Laudrup, and as I said, so much expected of him. Walter Smith has said it's been important, Charlie Nicholas, to get better quality around him. That, really they've been looking to him the last couple of seasons, but he does have that quality around him now.
Well, that's his class. He can make things happen out of nothing. But with the signing of Alberts, who's a quality player, but a very strong and physical player also, these two are probably the key, more so Laudrup. You better believe the Russians look up for this game. This will be a real danger game for Rangers.
So away we go in this Champions Cup preliminary round, and an early touch for Laudrup to McCoist. McCall, who's been in splendid form, sends it wide to Alberts. McCall again. This is Bjorklund. Well, the Russians have still to win a game at European level. They're newcomers to this, but having won the Russian League, Rangers know, having watched them several times recently. Archie Knox, Walter Smith's assistant, was out there, so too was Ewan Chester, who also assists Walter Smith in spying in the opposition. And they've come back with glowing reports on this side, who ran Liverpool so close last season. They've actually lost their 2 home games so far in European competition, but they've managed to draw away to Borussia Dortmund and at Anfield. So the pedigree is there. This is Tetradze, who will sweep, and he's caught there almost by McCoist. Cleland plays it through. Put it by Pagayev. This is Yanovsky. Kornienko plays it through to Revishvili. Well, the fans want Rangers to move in and close them down, but Walter Smith has given clear instructions just to keep things calm in these early stages and not go charging forward at this side, because they are classic counter-attackers. That's what they like to do. Suck you in and then suddenly spring forward. We saw that from the great Kiev side, who were here a number of years ago. This side really fancy their chances tonight.
This is a game where Rangers must be patient. The crowd might not like the start of it being a patient game, but these players make things happen. It's always a danger. Even in this early stage, Jay, you can see the numbers. We've got 5 or 6 players already cramming the midfield, and they don't like giving the ball away too often, so Rangers just need to be patient and be clever when they get it.
So Gordon Jury will sit in tight. Laudrup will support McCoist in these early stages. And it's McCoist playing it through for Laudrup. And the decision goes against the home side. And that was Tetradze on the end of that one from Laudrup. One thing Rangers will want to do is test the Alania goalkeeper as early as possible. He's just 21 years of age, and there's a big pressure for him tonight. This is Revishvili. Agayev trying to push forward, a slip by Albert, but recovers well. He's got such a fine touch for a big player. And that's knocked back now by Kazimov. There's Kornienko. Revishvili. That's Bjorklund who sends it clear. Both Jury and Albert struggling a bit there. Certainly the pitch is in immaculate condition for this tie. And Ibrox bathed in evening sunshine. Throw into Rangers. Pagayev there, who tumbled to the ground, was looking for the free kick, but the referee waved him away. Slack one by McCall, but fortunately for him, Joyev, the skipper, just failed to keep it in play. Goff's under pressure here. And Rangers really can't afford to play the ball like that across the face of their own penalty area. It was Kazimov who moved in quickly on Goff. Rangers get it away though, and there's a hefty challenge going in from Pagayev on Laudrup. Obviously detailed to Markham, and going in very hard indeed. Artur Pagayev, and that's a bad one.
I think he actually takes the ball, Jerry, but the studs are showing, so I think in these matches you're not allowed to show the studs, so that's why he's getting booked. Key night tonight for Ferguson and McCall in particular. They too will be expected to try and press the Russians, but these guys are clever and they've just got to be patient, and when the time's right they can go and press them. But at this moment in time the Russians are comfortable, they're just holding on to the ball whenever they get it, and they'll be patient for it. If it takes 90 minutes and they get a result, they'll be quite happy.
So some treatment being called for. It's Kazimov who's on the ground as he injured himself as he went in to challenge Richard Goff. But that rather slack pass was played across the face of the penalty area. And just caught there by Gordan Petric. And the ball was cleared upfield by Ferguson towards Laudrup, who was then taken out of the play. Well, Alania certainly won't want to lose this man, Kazimov, 26 years of age. But slackness by Rangers at the back, and that's something they will have to watch very carefully indeed. Albert's playing it there to Goff, and immediately Kazimov put under pressure, got a touch to the ball. Petric came in, the Russian player went down, and Ian Ferguson cleared. And Kazimov now is being stretchered off. So the Russians a man shot at present, as Rangers wait to restart the match. So the free kick taken. Goff's well forward. Cleared up by Suleimanov. This is Goff. Petric. Laudrup comes deep. They get through now, looking for Cleland, who's gone off on a good run. The early cross from him, McCoist! What a chance for Rangers and Ali McCoist. A great spring forward by Ali Cleland. He was well spotted by Laudrup. The early cross coming in, and what a chance.
Well, it was all set up again by Laudrup. Cleland makes a great run, but it's a tremendous cross. And McCoist has scored so many headers last season, we were starting to get worried about him. He probably has more time than he thinks. It's a tremendous cross. Great chance for him to break a record. He's just got too much on it. But a great opening. The Russians were just sleeping a bit with the pace of Cleland, and that's where they're going to get in round the back.
Long one played through by Kornienko, but no one there. And they got on with plenty of time. It's Bjorklund to Goff. This is Petric. Again, Rangers showing a bit of patience here. This is McCall. Bjorklund, McCall again. Through for Jury. Petric. Meanwhile, Kazimov is just below us, waiting to come back on. He's recovered from his injury as Laudrup tries to get forward. It's played by Goff. Takes a return from Bjorklund. Petric is in space. So Kazimov comes back into the fray. Still limping just a bit. Petric. Bjorklund. The Russian players coming through quickly to try and panic the Rangers defenders. Meanwhile, the ball breaks kindly for Laudrup. McCoist is forward. Jury was arriving as well, so too was Ian Ferguson, but it scrambled away.
Yeah, it was disappointing from Brian Laudrup. You would think a player of his quality would probably have a finishing touch better than that. He had McCoist and Jury coming into the back post, and he didn't take advantage of the mistake. Rangers just a little bit slow in their build-up. I think there you see the cross. It doesn't really count for much, but just a little bit slow at the back. I think, okay, it's okay being patient, but you would want them to get the ball forward.
Here come Alania. Janovsky plays it through with a real chance on here, and Andy Gorham claws it away from Agayev. Well, this man has brought off so many important saves for Rangers down through the years, but a timely warning there. Janovsky playing the ball through. Goff was easily beaten and Gorham was there.
Yeah, he was certainly there again. Nearly broken numbers, the 4 through the central row. A clumsy mistake by Rangers in the midfield area, and they pounced on it. You just can't afford to give them that chance.
And the Gorham again proving his worth. Again, Rangers caught there at the near post. Alania enjoying a good spell now. This is Tereyev. Referee allows advantage. It's Pagayev. Evishvili's a lot of room on the right-hand side, but the shot is played in by Kazimov. But Rangers in real trouble from that corner kick after Gorham had brought off a superb save.
Yeah, it was a dangerous corner, great touch on at the front, and it's only for Stuart McCall being in the right position. Alania like to press. We're so used to the Europeans coming to Scotland in particular and dropping right off to the halfway line. This team are going to press. You already see they have 3 players forward, and they're going to give Rangers a rough ride, and if they don't get the balls forward to Laudrup and Albert's wide, then they could have problems.
Rangers certainly don't want to lose any goals here tonight and put themselves under even more pressure for the return match. Away goals, of course, counting double. So just coming up for the 13-minute mark here at Ibrox Stadium in this Champions Cup match, and there's still no scoring. Both sides have had chances. There's Cleland who got in a great cross earlier, playing the ball through to Laudrup. He's there again. And it's to Kradze, who gets it away.
It's a good move from Rangers, so the diagonal ball starting to give them a bit of space, and Laudrup causing danger again.
A slip in there and Jury pounces. Here comes McCall. It's away by Agayev, who's now deep in defence, having brought out a great save from Andy Gorham just a few moments ago. Through by Kazimov, but the offside flag goes up.
It's easy to see that Rangers are trying to get Laudrup on the ball as much as possible. He is giving Kornienko a real problem, because when he's marking him, Laudrup's going deep and then going in diagonal in the run, and he doesn't quite know where to go short with him. I'll just leave it with someone else, and that's why he's getting so much room.
This is Bjorklund. Jury. Jury with a lot to do here. He responds well. Played through by Bjorklund. This is Ian Ferguson. Laudrup, Cleland's away down that right-hand side again. But just too much for him on that occasion. But he's getting good forward runs going in these early stages. And from his earlier cross, McCoist came so close. So Rangers tonight playing their 172nd European tie. A span of 36 years. It's their 18th time in the Champions Cup, which is a Scottish record. So we've just gone beyond the 15-minute mark. It's 0-0. It's laid off there by Kazimov. This is Pagayev. Kazimov again. Likes to drop deep, pick up possession, go through and support the front players. Off challenge as well there against Agayev. Alberts moves in quickly there, gets it away from Revishvili. This is Alberts. Misunderstanding though with Ali McCoist. But still there's warm applause from the home fans.
It certainly looked dangerous running at the last man there. I thought he was just hoping that Ali McCoist was going to pull out in the wide position. And he either had the option of passing it to McCoist or taking the last defender on.
So Walter Smith has gone down trackside. So the Rangers have made a chance through McCoist, but there have been some worrying moments in front of Andy Goram's goal. He's already made a very good save, and then Rangers were struggling at the corner kick. They're under pressure again here, but Stuart McCall digs in, surrounded by Alania players. That's Cleland.
Again, though, they're pressing, Jerry. I mean, the three attackers all pressing Cleland in the same area there. Just giving them no room at all. Probably the only option is a longer ball. That's the danger. They're giving Rangers a real problem to try and get their flowing passes.
Here's Laudrup. Alberts is away in the run down the left-hand side. It's played in his direction. Comes off to Kradze. He's certainly covering a lot of ground as George Alberts striding forward. So Gordon Jury to take this one. Richard Gough has moved to the edge of the area, anticipating the long throw. Petric is up there as well. So it's played in by Jury. A test for the goalkeeper, and he handles it well. Well, as that was going on, Rangers are preparing to make a change in these early stages. There's activity down at the dugout. Derek McInnes is preparing to come on. And while the Russians push forward again through Kornienko, Agayev. As though Ian Ferguson might be the player who's coming off, but still play goes on with the Russians in possession. This is Kazimov. Yanovsky. Content to keep possession, knock it about. This is what they did for such long spells at Anfield last season. But slight difference at that stage was that Liverpool had the upper hand, but still the Russians showed patience that night. They're showing plenty of patience here. They'll just knock it about in the midfield area. Try and pull Rangers out and then put them on the edge of the area. So Ian Ferguson He's leaving the field after 19 minutes.
Number 8, Ian Ferguson. On goes 15, Derek McKinnon.
So Derek split and started the game against Arsenal last Saturday. He gets his big chance here on the European stage after joining from Morton last season. So disappointment for Ian Ferguson. And McInnes comes on to great applause. Splitting play there from Terry F. That's Petric. Laudrup. Closely marked again. Again, just over hitting that ball. He picked out Alec Cleland well with the first effort earlier in the match, but the last couple have just been too much for the former Dundee United player.
I think Alania are just probably getting a bit wise to that situation now. They know that as soon as Laudrup gets it, both full-backs are going, but in the early stages, particularly Cleland was getting in. And I think they realised that that was the one area they were a little bit weak at.
It's McCall playing it through now, looking for McCoist. And Camley left by Pagayev.
Don't really get any flow yet, Rangers, with passing. You know, it's mainly been the runs from the wide positions and the creative ability of Laudrup.
Found that difficulty last year as well against an officer's Famagusta, and the previous season against AEK Athens, getting a flow to their game. But the Russians are certainly starting to get their game together. Handball there by Jury. The Rangers will be hoping that the form Gordon Jury showed, both for club and country, towards the end of last season, will be carried into this one. This is Koryanko. So the man-off starts a run. Bjorklund's with him. It's 22 minutes of the match gone. There's still no scoring here at Ibrox Stadium, and the Russians are breaking again effectively. This is the skipper, Joyev. Well, the referee awards a free kick right on the edge of the box. He seemed to make a bit of a meal of that as he went down. The referee had a think about it and then awarded it. Caught there.
He's been caught by Stuart McCall, Jerry.
And the skipper, Alania, made the very most of it. He's got the free kick right on the edge of the box. And more pressure now for Andy Gorham. Kazimov is there, a player who can certainly strike them.
Also got Janowski with the left foot.
And the referee tells him to wait and then allows it to be taken. I think he's ordering a retake. He wants the Rangers' defensive wall to retreat. So they've got to go through it all again. Kazimov tries to get the opening here, and once again it's got him. That was a magnificent effort from Kazimov. And a fantastic save again from Gorham. Just look at him here, stepping away from two defenders. He seemed to have lost a chance. Just a little hesitation there to create the gap again. And there was Gorham, diving to his right, pushing it behind. Well, the sign's not looking too good for Rangers at the moment. And it's a corner kick. to Alania. Walter Smith has come back down trackside yet again. He's a worried man, and he should be. So it's Kazimov who brought out that save, taking the corner this time. And this time the ball goes behind for the goal kick. But there are just shades again this evening of the nerves which affected Rangers 2 years ago against the Greek champions, and then last year against the Cypriot champions, when they get very nervous indeed towards half-time, and Andy Gorham had to save them against an Orthosis. This is Tedayev with the throw. And the Goff's challenge illegal, free kick to Alania. So Goff coming in there, and the referee having no hesitation in awarding the free kick against him. So it's Kazimov over the ball. And the referee steps in towards the free kick. And Archie Knox has run onto the edge of the field. He's shouting instructions to Gordon Jury.
Yep, I think they've got to make a tactical change in terms of moving someone into a different role, in a different position, because it's just not happening for them at the moment. Alania have been in control of this game.
Well, if you look back to the opening match, which was away from home last season against Bucharest, Rangers had immense problems in midfield, trying to keep possession, trying to get possession and keep it.
Yep.
And that's certainly shaping the situation again tonight.
They have a great mentality about them, the Alania team, because they ain't prepared to take the risky pass. They'll keep passing it and keep moving, and they'll keep dragging you out. You see Petric at times, he doesn't know where to go with the forward. They'll stay back with Richard Goff's protection, and he'll just thread that through eventually when it's necessary. They definitely have a stronger mentality about them in passing the ball than Rangers do.
Rangers have got 6 players stretched right across the back at the moment, including McCall, who's come charging forward and completely missed that one. Agayev comes in again, who's already drawn out a good save from Andy Gorham. But Rangers had 6 men right across the defence as Alania moved forward. And again, they're under pressure. It's Arevishvili. Agayev. Goff comes in this time to make the clearance out towards Jury. Jury gets away thanks to the slip there by Kornienko, and the free kick is awarded, and Kazimov is shown the yellow card. So Richard Goff starts to move forward for the set piece. So too does Gordon Petric. Changed his mind. Well, he's backing forward there, and you can just see the indecision which is affecting Rangers' play, and Laudrup loses out, and there's no free kick, and the break's on here. It's Kazimov. This is Tedayev. Getting away from Cleland with ease, cutting it back, and it's 1-0. And that's Janovsky. He simply puts it away with 28 minutes gone, and you've got to say that goal's been coming. Tedayev just stepped away from Cleland, cut it back, nice as you like, and Janovsky drilled it beyond Gorham, right into the corner. Rangers 0, Alania 1, and we're seeing the rerun of an old story here at Ibrox Stadium.
Yeah, well, I've got to be honest and say it's well deserved. Alania have been well on top. They've been a team with a stronger mentality, better passing ability, Rangers have had no flow to their game whatsoever. They've made basic mistakes at the back and in midfield, and they've been punished for a deserved lead for the Alania team.
This is Cleland. Well, Rangers made a cautious start to the match, which was the right thing to do, but really Alania are coming more and more into it, and that certainly is a deserved lead. And there's their coach, Valery Gazayev. He'll be an extremely happy man.
You're certainly right to say that they started cautiously, but it's been square passes they've been playing at the back. You know, they at least play a diagonal pass and get the movement and get the flow. As yet, they've had absolutely no flow to the play, other than when you've had an odd glimpse of Laudrup. But other than that, the Russians have looked totally in control of the game.
This is Petric. Play through for Cleland. Alberts is well forward. Here's McCoist, but no power in that at all to worry the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a decent cross again from Cleland. Bit high maybe. Decent head down. I think probably better try to take that down, McCoist, rather than the overhead kick. But I think he'll just be happy to get a shot on target.
Played through by Cleland. Petradze. This is Pagayev. It's played out now towards Jury. It's quickly closed down by Kornienko. It's Rangers ball. Revishvili given a warning by the referee, German referee. This is Alberts. Bjorkland. Bjorkland again. Alania dealing comfortably with the situation. Breaks for McCoist. You see how quickly though the Alania players are closing down their opponents. Rangers not getting a chance at all to settle on the ball. Slip one there though. Here's Laudrup. McCoist. Jury tries to get it forward. Well, McCoist coming so close there. And the Rangers have the free kick. It was actually battling, broke to McCoist.
Yeah, it was made by the McInnes pass. He made a 15-20 yard into the feet of Laudrup, and suddenly he gave him a problem. And that's just, they haven't had anything like that throughout the game, Rangers, so far.
Yellow card shown there to Kornienko. The Rangers want to get something back as quickly as possible. It's Alberts who plays it in. Petric and Goff are well forward. It breaks for McCall.
Well, it actually bounces up nice for Stuart McCall, but he just didn't really convince himself he was going to get it in target. I think it was one that you would be quite pleased to come on and knock into at least the target.
The Rangers have another free kick, and Kornienko complains. Kramarenko gets things organised. And Laudrup over the ball. It's Laudrup who strikes it. Suleimanov leaves it there. And Joyev, who went down on the edge of the Rangers area a while ago and made a bit of a meal of it. Skipper is down again, and once again he gets the free kick. This is Kornienko. Alania leading by 1-0 by Janowski after 29 minutes. So 10 minutes of this first half left. Rangers pinned back deep in their own territory. Again, they're looking to Laudrup, who just keeps that ball in play. And again, he's closed down, and there's another chance on here. It's Goff who slides in. And they're just so quick to pounce, and any mistake, any half chance. And Rangers have a free kick just on the halfway line. It's quickly taken through to Laudrup. Again, it's forward for Crellin, but again it runs away. Well, the ploy that worked successfully in the opening minutes, not doing so now for Rangers.
You certainly can't fault Cleland. He's going at every opportunity. Just a few occasions just been overhit by Laudrup. But he's certainly getting there. He has been the one going down that flank that has gave them hope.
Kazimov challenges, so too does McCall. It's McCall for Rangers. There's no flag here against Laudrup, but the touch lets him down and allows Agayev to concede the corner kick. The linesman kept the flag down. There's a real chance for Laudrup to spring away. So it's Alberts who's going across to take this one. He'll swing it in with the left foot. Breaks away to Laudrup. And they're quickly on top of him. Good skills though by Laudrup, but not the cross to match. Disappointing. He got away from Revishvili, but he's struggling a bit at the moment. There's Laudrup.
Yep, not quite the crosses you come to expect from Laudrup. I felt that even although the last 5-10 minutes, the Rangers, if they're going to have a danger at the moment, it's going to be an aerial danger. So I suppose it's even more disappointing when Laudrup kind of waste a cross like that.
Still the Russian champions lead by 1-0. Maybe there's a chance here though for McCoys, but once again, Alania stand firm. Tetradze slamming the ball behind for the corner kick. Once again, Goff and Petric are forward. Goff still up there. And it's well taken by the goalkeeper.
But we nearly called it, Jerry. We nearly got something right. The fact that the aerial side seems to be the best advantage at the moment for Rangers.
So as we watch the replay, the Russians are willing to make a change. And it's number 17, Georgi Botsiev, who's waiting to come on. Midfield player. It's played through by Agayev. Here's the goal scorer, Janowski. Once again, Alania pass it about with confidence. It's a possession game for them. They're in the driving seat. And they're causing Rangers more and more frustration. A free kick is awarded. And still they wait to make the substitution. played through effectively, but the linesman's flag goes up. It's just out of play. Now it's allowed up for Rangers to Alberts. And certainly the Russians who have played some 18-19 league games looking a lot sharper, but here's Alberts through now for Gordon Jury. Still it's Jury trying to get in the cross. Well, that draws applause from the home crowd. And now the Russians want to make that change. So Ravishvili
Substitution
is
for
the man going
Alania
off.
Vladikavkaz. Off comes number 2, Zaza Ravishvili, and on number 17, George Watsili.
So it's a straight swap, right-sided midfielder. Now Jury with the long throw, trying to pick out Goff, or perhaps Petric, who's moved into the 6-yard area. Rangers need something back before half-time. There are 5 minutes of this half left. Once again, Alania get it away. Turned by McCall. This is Alberts. Just a bit ambitious there. That's Kornienko. The substitute plays it forward. That was Suleimanov getting a touch. And the skipper, Joyev. And Botsiev again. Getting involved in a play right away. This is Bjorklund. Kazimov gets in front of him, and the free kick goes against Rangers. Once again, Kazimov showing what a lively player he is. So 3 minutes of this first half left, plus any stoppage time. There's Joyev, captain once again. Bit of a misunderstanding there though. Allows Petric to clear. Laudrup gets a nice touch, but again there are 2 players on him. He responds brilliantly though. McCoy's is in the middle, Jury's arriving. Here's McCoist, and once again, the goalkeeper makes the save. Well, Rangers really should have taken some of these chances. McCoist had an early header over the crossbar, and this one allowed the keeper to save. They should have done better. Meanwhile, just below us, Kazimov is off the field again, receiving some treatment. He really has been in the wars in this first half.
He's worked his socks off, Jerry Kazimov. He's took a few heavy slaps into the bargain. He's been impressive.
So he's looked back on again as Rangers try to get forward. Through for Cleland. Just about a minute and a half of this first half left. Again, Goff pushes forward. Rangers get the corner kick. Goff was inside area, anticipating the cross. Again, Alberts goes across to that far side to hit the in-swinger. Goff and Petric are there again. Corner kick is awarded. We're inside the final minute of the first half. Rangers are trailing by a goal to nil. What a boost it would be if they could get something back here. Goff's there again, challenging. But it's the Russian goal scorer Yanovsky who sweeps it away from the danger area. This is Bjorklund, and the Russians pushing out, and well, you could pick any one of half a dozen Rangers players in an offside position there. But the Russians just charging out as Bjorklund played the ball forward.
The whole lot just ran right up to the halfway line, and I think I would expect a bit more from Bjorklund there, a little bit of composure, and he could have even got himself in, maybe with a little side pass and then in, or someone else, but he just launched it forward when everybody was running back.
So there's Valery Gazayev lighting up. We're now into stoppage time. He certainly looks a very confident character, and this team certainly displayed a lot of confidence just before kick-off. They came out for their warm-up, just went and stood about in the tunnel. The referee had to check their boots there. There was no way they were going back to the dressing room. They were really up for it, and they proved that in this first half. They've given Rangers a hard time, and if it hadn't been for Andy Gorham, there might be another couple in the back of the Rangers net. Having said that, Ali McCoist should certainly have tucked away a chance. This is McInnes, the Rangers substitute. Goff's forward again. Well, it was Goff who put Rangers back into the game against Dortmund here last year in the Champions League. He's virtually pushed himself into a forward role in these closing stages. They've played over a minute of stoppage time in this first half. Long one from Petric. And easily tidied up by Botsev, the substitute for Alania. So, as we approach half-time, the Russians calm and in possession. Again, showing pace in the flanks, showing skill as well. The whistle sounds. Walter Smith has a lot of talking to do during the interval. There's a man, Igor Yanovsky, who scored after 29 minutes to give the Russians a lead. At Ibrox Stadium, it's Rangers 0, Alania 1. No further changes. They brought on Derek McInnes in the first half for Ian Ferguson. I just wondered during half-time if Walter Smith would be tempted to send on Peter van Vossen, who played so well when he came on in the second half against Arsenal last Saturday. He really looked in the mood, and he scored an excellent goal. But of course, you can often judge too much on pre-season friendlies. And as Graham was saying there, the Rangers still trying to get their match fitness going, and with the Russians having played some 19-20 games in their league, they really do have that extra yard. There's a man with a lot in his mind, Ali McCoist. He will know that as he chases this European record, which has become a bit of a millstone round his neck, he certainly should have stuck away at least one of those chances in the first half. So Alania now come back onto the field, and they'll certainly be happy with their first half performance. And the Rangers chairman, David Murray, in the centre of the picture. And of course, apart from wanting his team to do well tonight, he knows there's so much money at stake. A minimum £6 million for the Champions League. Certainly if Rangers don't make it, they go into the UEFA Cup. That's a new ruling, but at the moment it's too early to be thinking about that. They've got to get their noses in front tonight. They're always going to be chasing this tie, both here and in the return, in what is shaping as a trip to hell in a fortnight's time, Charlie.
Oh, that's certainly right. You have to try and at least get a victory. They've lost the goal, it's gone. I agree with Charlie Sooners back in the studio there. I think the only permutation I would maybe change is McCall is more of the ball winner than McInnes. I would maybe push McCall a bit further than McInnes and let him try and dictate passing. And I think if they do that, they might just be able to bite at the Russians a little bit more. So
you're giving Graham Souness his nickname there, Charlie, from years ago. But Rangers under pressure right away here. Russian confidence is high. This is a team that got the better of the Moscow clubs to win the championship. The better of Spartak and Lokomotiv. They beat them by 6 points. And the first side from outside the capital to win the relatively new Russian league. So they have a real pedigree, but can Rangers apply some pressure here? Through from McCoist, who's onside. The ball through from Jury. It's McCoist, but once again, it's a weak finish. The chances are falling for McCoist. Jury it was who played it through. He took a touch on it, but really not a test for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, with suspicions offside, but I think the defender did play him on. But this is a problem when you play one up front. Laudrup's got the free roll. McCoist, you can guarantee McCoist will still be there for the next chance, mind you, but it's quite a weak finish.
McCoist in challenging, having to drop deep. It breaks away to Alberts. This is Laudrup. Good touch by him. The return pass from McCoist. This is better play by Rangers. McCoist there. And a good save this time from Kamarenko. Good build-up play by Rangers. McCoist and Laudrup combining well. Jury was coming in as well. It was played through towards McCoist, and the goalkeeper handled this one well.
Yeah, it was a great build-up again. Two nice passing movements. He's ever so unlucky, McCoist. He's stretching, you see, and he's stretching for it. He does the right thing. He hits the target, which is the main priority. But the keeper stood his ground, and it's a great save. But it's a great start for Rangers. They've livened it up, and they need to up the pace now.
This is Agayev. Substitute Botsiev. He looked quite lively when he came on in the latter stages of the first half, but on that occasion it all breaks down for him. Again, you can see the attention that Laudrup is receiving. Corner kick awarded. Bjorklund doesn't look too happy about it. The corner kick it is to Alania. Kornienko has pushed forward to add his threat at the far post. The goal kick indicates the referee. Kornienko claims that he was impeded as he went for that ball. So Ibrox packed almost to capacity. Now holds just over 50,000 people since the corners were filled in. Patrick wins the throw. He wants to steal a few yards. Well, the referee has been quite lenient here. As Cleland sends it through to McCoist. It's McInnes. Cleland. Comfortably away by Botsiev. Nice touch by Alberts. He runs on to the return from McCall. Goff's well forward here, joining the attack. In comes Goff! And Rangers get the equaliser! McInnes scores! to strike. Richard Gough had come in to attack this ball. Good play by Rangers. Gough came in to attack it. The goalkeeper went down, broke away from the defender, and in came Derek McInnes. What a moment for him.
It's a great cross from Alberts. Picks out Gough, who we mentioned in the first half, being the main danger. But it's good technique by McInnes. He's just trying to hit the target and keep it down. And suddenly Rangers are right back in the match. You see his Gough, it's his determination to get there. Knocks into a good area. Always difficult to defend before the keeper's reacted. It's in the net.
This is Tedaya. Kazimov. This is still a confident Russian side up. They'll continue to try and knock it about, keep possession. It's up to Rangers to really carry it to them, really pressure them. And the free kick goes against Rangers. The use of an arm by Cleland indicates the linesman. He was being pursued all the way by Igor Janovski, the goal scorer for Alania. Things have certainly livened up now, though. Janovski in the first half for Alania. McInnes for Rangers in the second half. 1 goal apiece here at Ibrox Stadium. The free kick is awarded against Rangers. But they really will have to be on their guard throughout this game. With people like Suleimanov there and Kazimov, not to mention Janovski. Played through by Pagayev, but cut out by Cleland. Here's Jury trying to get forward, but Pagayev recovers well. This is Jury. And again, it's Pagayev who blocks his intentions. Played through to Jury again. Jury will want to take the long one. Again, Petric and Gough are up there. Bjorklund has been left to guard the back door along with McInnes. As Jury launching it in, Gough's here getting a touch. McCoist was coming in. It's behind for the goal kick, but Richard Gough again pushing the threat as the long ball came in from Jury.
Yeah, it's a great touch, great determination again. Just a little bit too far in front of McCoist to really throw himself. But promising for Rangers, they really are a threat at these throw-ins and set pieces now. I just felt the change that McCall has just pushed himself a little bit further forward towards his forwards, and it gives him a bit more of a unit, a bit more balance about him.
The Russians have the bonus of an away goal already, though. Rangers still have an awful lot to do here. So they have the free kick, which is quickly taken. A touch from Gough to Petric. Cleland starts a run. McInnes, McCall. Again, Gough's well forward, keeping the pressure on. Cleland plays it in. Just beyond McCoy's stop. Only by Boxiev, not effectively. This is Laudrup combining with McCall. Gough. Alberts looking for Gough again, but here's a counter-attack on. Kazimov. Here's the skipper, Joyev. Doing well, getting to the line. Fine for the corner. Well, they're still carrying a huge threat, despite the Rangers equaliser. And Inal Joyev winning the corner kick.
The strength is certainly attacking. Defensively they look a bit vulnerable at the moment, but attacking wise will always be a threat because they can pass the ball well.
Once again, Kornienko moves forward. It's Kazimov to take it. Right to the far side. Kornienko was there, but Goff got the touch. Still Rangers deep in their own half. This is Paget. Plays it through. Well, it's cleared by Bjorklund, and it's behind for the corner kick. Once again, Walter Smith is in touch with his assistant manager. Rangers have the injured out, Charlie Miller, as well as Van Vossen on the bench. Now it's Petric breaking out of defence. He does well. He's got support here from Albert. The Coyce away, Laudrup's there. So too is Cleland. Rangers pouring players forward. It's Laudrup. Good skills by Laudrup. And another one goes a-begging. Ali McCoyce was in the end of that one. Richard Goff was coming in at the far side. Good skills by Laudrup. He's cutting away sweetly from the defender. Frustrating night for Ali McCoist.
It was certainly Gordon Jury was behind McCoist there, and I think just a shout, initially a shout would have made McCoist mind up to leave it. He was always stretching. And I think initially Laudrup looked up and probably did pick out Jury. But he's probably not said a word to McCoist and let him head her over the bar.
Well, the home fans not happy with the linesman as he indicates a throw-in to the Russian champions. Foul throw. Terry, if that's not the first time this evening, on this occasion he's been penalised. Free kick to Rangers. Well, they're certainly looking more in the mood in this second half. She knocks out there, and he wants Cleland to drop back. Suleimanov's there, and there was only Bjorklund marking him. They don't want to be caught in a quick break. It's Albert who takes this one. Goal kick. But Rangers pushing just about everyone forward, and Archie Knox, alert to the situation, was out screaming at Cleland to get back into the centre circle. And keep an eye on things with Bjorklund. This side springs so quickly from defence to attack. Tonight's attendance, 44,799. Big crowd here at Ibrox Stadium. By Cleland, this is Jury. Flipping it through. And McCoist at last! Ali McCoist for Rangers! 60 minutes gone, and Ali McCoist creates a new European record for Rangers. Well, a frustrating night for him. Chance after chance. Seemed to be running away. Gordon Jury here, doing ever so well, stabbing it through. And the Ibrox goal king picks his spot. Rangers 2, Alania 1. Markus, with his 13th goal in European competition, sets a new record.
Yeah, it was good play from Jury, teasing the defender. McCoy's his trademark. He runs across the face of the defender and gets the first touch on it. And just tucks it away in the corner. He said before he could have 4 goals tonight, but he'll always be there to take the next chance, and he's done it again.
Well, like the Scotland match against Switzerland, a few chances went begging, but he delivered that night, he's delivered again tonight. Now can Rangers really cash in here? But a free kick goes against them.
He's certainly got them riled now. He's really got them in the rack. They could really make this count if they just take their time and make the passes work.
The important thing tonight now is they've got their noses in front, keep them there. A difficult away leg looms, but anything else they can get tonight would be a real bonus after that first half. But this team will carry a threat right to the final seconds of that, there is no doubt. And the shot going in from Janowski. This is Suleimanov. Once again, Joyev goes down. He's been very adept at that tonight, has the Alania skipper, but it's Rangers now. Through Laudrup, McCoy's ahead of him, Jury's there as well. Great skills by Laudrup. Terrific play by Brian Laudrup, and Rangers are on fire now. And the crowd really respond to the Danish international player.
Yeah, it's great skill. You've missed the run from McCoy. He made a decoy run, took the middle defender away. He's probably hoping to at least hit the target on that occasion, but great skill, and again a major threat.
Here they come again. Cleland. And he's body checked there by Pagayev. Well, he's already been in trouble with the referee. And the red card will surely be shown. Yeah, he's off. Pagayev is off. He quite blatantly body checked the Rangers player. The second yellow card, followed by the red. And he's off. Pagayev, influential player, he's off the field. Alania meanwhile want to make another change. Well, not surprisingly, they're about to send on a defender, Vitaly Skish, who's played regularly for them this season. And the man coming off is Kazimov, who carried such a threat in the first half and brought out a great save from Andy Gorham. So things are certainly going Rangers' way at the moment. Pagayev ordered off, Kazimov substituted. On comes Vitaly Skish, defender who goes right into the penalty area as Rangers chase goal number 3 here. Well, Petric has been involved in something in the penalty area. A bit of jostling going on there with Kornienko. You just have to be careful. Still it's going on, just out of picture. McInnes sweeps it in. And it's behind for the goal kick. Well, Petric's getting involved there with Oleg Kornienko. They're pushing, jostling.
It's a typical European tie. You always find that most of the Europeans coming and give you this sort of a treatment. I think their big worry and their big frustration is certainly Goff. They don't know who to put on him. They brought the substitute Skish on, who picked him up there. They certainly worried every time Rangers get a set piece or a throw in there.
Here's Laudrup. Again, lovely skills in the tightest of situations. Cleland provides the cross. Still the ball's in play. Goff's in there. Rangers have the throw-in. Well, it's a real battling performance from the Scottish champions now. And if they can get a third one, who knows what might happen. McCoy's in there. Alania get it clear, only as far as Petric. Well, McInnes takes a hefty one there as he went into that challenge with Tetradze. And he'll certainly require some treatment. That's McInnes who got Rangers right back into this game with the equaliser after 55 minutes. So happily, he's getting back his feet to the referee. Wants him to go off for some treatment. Going in there with Tetradze. So because it's a head knock, the referee is insisting that he gets some attention. But, he'll certainly be able to come back on. So he's back on now. There's Derek McInnes. This is Janowski, the man who scored for Alania. There's Tedayev. That's Skish. Tedayev. This is certainly a dangerous player. Usually operates down the left-hand side. It's onto the left foot. And taken by Andy Gorham. But this is a player who will have to be closely watched in this second half. Russian international player, 26 years of age. Suleimanov. Beyonce is the referee. Laudrup doing well again. He's really coming more and more into the second half, showing a lot more confidence. And too many defenders there. The Rangers have possession again, though, through Cleland. This is Petric, moving it to McInnes. Well, Archie Knox just below us again, out there exhorting the troops. This is Petric. Way to the far side. In comes McCall. And that was blocked there by Agaev.
Got him pinned in here, Jerry. You could really make this count here.
Goff is trying to find some space here. Petric is coming in beyond him. One of the defenders there just running in front of Goff. But he's in again, attacking the ball. Well, if they didn't know beforehand, they certainly know that Goff is a difficult man at these situations. The defender just running across him before the ball was played in, trying to block his path. Still at the other end, Rangers must guard against the quick counter-attacking.
Yeah, they've put a lot of energy into the start of this second half to get their noses in front now.
Oh, there's a mistake. It's 3 against 2 here. Jury peels off left. It's Jury for Rangers, and the goalkeeper makes an excellent save. Well, a mistake there allowed Laudrup to pounce. Jury peeled off to the left. McCoy switched to the right. What a chance that was for number 3. So it comes the cross again. Another chance on, and Petric this time swings at the ball.
Certainly was a great opportunity to give him a little bit of a cushion. I thought Gordon Dewey was just going to pitch it over the keeper coming out. he decided to try and place it under him.
So Walter Smith now has joined Archie Knox down below us. Screaming instructions. Meanwhile, Van Vossen is warming up. Peter Van Vossen. Certainly he had a magnificent second-half performance last Saturday. And he might just be the man now to come on and really drive Rangers on. Well, Walter Smith again is out there. Wants him to get forward. The Russians are starting to make mistakes and Smith knows it. The instructions are clear. For the first time in this game, the Russians are being forced into real errors. And Smith wants his men to capitalise. Still, Van Vossen warms up as the Rangers prepare to take this free kick. Well, we could see one of the great turnarounds in this match tonight at half-time. It looked so gloomy for Rangers and their fans. They're in front now by 2-1. Another one would make all the difference for that second leg. And there was another chance. Richard Gough again, coming in on the far side. Swung in there by Alberts. And then played through now by Janowski. And Tedayev it was, breaking in the left-hand side. Have free kick now just outside the penalty area. And they got him. Gets things organised there. McCoist there with Cleland just on the edge of the area. Tedayev over the ball. Cleared by McCall. The offside flag is up on the far side. Rangers in a hurry to get on with things, but the referee is calling them back. Still, Van Vossen waits his big chance, his opportunity. Here's Clement. Well, slipped by Laudrup.
Anticipating an early pass from Cleland there, he decided against it and really allowed it with an opportunity to get in the back behind him there.
So that change about to be made. Ali McCoist is the man coming off. Tonight he has set a new European record for Rangers. He took Rangers ahead, and now it's Van Vossen. Well, a player who looked as though when he arrived here towards the end of last season wasn't going to settle, but what was, he'd be moving on. But he's had an excellent pre-season. He's looked very good in training, and he certainly looked up for the second half against Arsenal on Saturday. This is McInnes. Janowski it was who blocked it. And it's Björklund who clears. He gets away with it. Certainly looked like a foul throw. He's done that several times. The referee's penalised him just the once. This is Janowski. That's right. No free kick indicates the referee. Jury and Cleland both going for that. In the end it works out well. This is Cleland through for Laudrup. Laudrup trying to pick an opening here. Well, Van Vossen was in a bit of space on the far side as Cleland got forward. It was played though inside to Laudrup. There were a number of defenders around him.
Yeah, he just chose the wrong option. Simply went for too many men round about him.
Alania willing to make another change. I like Sergeyev, who's just below us on the track as play goes on. So 75 minutes gone here at Ibrox. Rangers lead by 2-1. Here they come again. Didn't quite fall for Laudrup. It's cleared by Terayev. Only as far as Petric. Goff's well forward. He knocks it down there for Jury. Van Vossen didn't know too much about that as the ball rebounded away. Goff's in there digging again on the edge of the penalty area, so too is Jury. Behind for the goal kick. So Suleimanov will leave the field. Nazim Suleimanov for Alania to be replaced by Oleg Sergeyev.
For the substitution for Alania Vladikavkaz, of box number 11, Hazim Savov, and on number 18, Oleg Sergeyev.
Archie Knox is pointing at his watch and indicating that Suleimanov is taking his time, but tell me the player it doesn't do that. So this is a forward player coming on to replace a forward player. Gets an early touch. It's Petric playing it through for McInnes. Cleland through for Jury. Skish goes with him. Goes by McInnes and McCoy's, putting Rangers 2-1 ahead in this second half. And there's the man, Janowski, their head player, who scored for Alania in the first half. Go for Jury again. Still it's Jury. Stabbing it through. It's Cleland. Rangers needing to show just a bit more composure on the edge of the area. Offside flag is up meanwhile. Well, Gordon Jury was certainly in an offside position on this near side as Rangers broke in the far side, and under the current ruling, maybe a bit harsh on Archie Knox. He's explaining his version of the laws of the game, but perhaps another Rangers player through the middle who was still lurking. They're so adept at stepping out, Alania. That's a good ball through now for Laudrup. Cleland's running through the middle. Van Vossen's on the far side. Still it's Laudrup. That's a good cross, and the goalkeeper was really caught and needed some help there from Kornienko. Excellent cross. Here comes another one. Oh yes! Gordon Petric scores for Rangers. 79 minutes gone. Rangers 3, Alania 1. Joyous celebrations all around Ibrox Stadium. What a turnaround in this match. It was played short to McInnes. Excellent cross. That was Petric. 3-1 to Rangers.
Yep, Alania sleeping. Laudrup McInnes was sharp enough to go and get the ball off him. Simple enough goal. Alania just know they can't handle the aerial power. Petric and Goff in particular.
Well, he's booking Petric for removing his jersey. But Ibrox at the moment erupting. Rangers coming from a goal down to 3-1 up. Goals from McInnes, McCoy and Petric. There are 10 minutes left here. Now, what do Rangers do here? Do they go in really for the kill? Do they try and keep things tight at the back now. It's a penalty. The referee is pointing to the penalty spot. Well, this is remarkable. No sooner have Rangers taken the lead, Andy Gorham come rushing out. Certainly he made contact there. Penalty kick is awarded. He complains to the referee, but he certainly made contact with the player. It's Janowski who's waiting to take this one. The man who put Alania ahead in the first half. Can Andy Gorham do something special here? He's missed it! He has sent the ball wide. Ibrox erupts again. What a let-off for Andy Gorham and Rangers. Well, Gorham had dived the wrong way. It looked as if the ball was going into the corner of the net, but past the post. Rangers still have that precious 2-goal lead. Well, what a dramatic night this is turning out to be. What a second half.
Actually debating whether Rangers are going to sit in this 3-1 lead. I'll keep going for another, and then suddenly there's a penalty. There's certainly a warning to them that they must take heed of. They simply don't need to force the issue now. They've got a cushion. And they can just make passes now.
There are 8 minutes left. It's Van Vossen trying to get forward. Rangers have the throw in, just in line with the penalty area. Well, Archie Knox is he's done everything but pull a jersey on tonight. Here's Laudrup. Well, another goal, you would imagine, would just about put the tie beyond Alania. As things stand, a 2-0 win for them in their home patch would be enough. Free kick is awarded and the yellow card is coming out to Alec Cleland. So Petric has been booked, so too has Cleland. So the free kick to Alania. These final minutes, there are 7 left, are going to be dramatic. Of that there's no doubt. This is certainly a team capable of pinching another goal. But Rangers have their tails up in the second half. This is McInnes. Out to Cleland. Just too far ahead of him, and this is what they'll have to watch.
Yep, he's simply at time.
Janowski plays it through for Sergiev, the substitute, and Andy Gorham responds.
Well, he certainly had time to compose himself and make a decent pass. He just simply overhit the ball with a bit of slackness.
This is Van Vossen. Laudrup, Van Vossen calls for it again. Jury's in the middle. McInnes is arriving. Here's Van Vossen! And right at the goalkeeper. Rangers have had some chances in this second half.
It's the ability of Laudrup again to easily go by defenders, and he should really score there. We said McCoy should have scored in the first half. He should have scored there.
And the offside flag is up now against Van Vossen. Well, a real buzz of excitement goes around this famous ground. What a turnaround in the second half. There's still work to be done. The clock shows 84 minutes. Rangers lead 3-1. There's Petric, who got goal number 3, digging in well. Here's McInnes, who got goal number 1. Through now for Jury. This is Jury at his best, running at defences. Now Archie Knox is telling him to watch the back door. He wants him forward, but he also wants some players inside that centre circle. Goff has been almost committed to a forward role in this second half, and certainly he's caused problems.
He's been inspirational tonight again for Rangers. He's demanded so much of his teammates and himself, led again by great example.
Richard Goff, now in his 10th season, chasing his 9th championship medal, but tonight his thoughts are on Europe. Again, Walter Smith, good in communication. Alania trying to pull back a goal which could be so vital to their cause. Certainly there will be a full house in Vladikavkaz in 2 weeks' time. There'll be a crowd, a capacity crowd of 40,000 there. They have 38,000 season ticket holders. There's always a scramble for the last 2,000 tickets, a bit like Ibrox here in fact. The Rangers will be going into a very difficult situation. Well, Petric's there, playing a rather short pass, and it leads to trouble again. I think he put McInnes under a bit of pressure. Petric is prone to do this kind of thing late in games. Rangers cannot afford to surrender possession at this stage. Alania seek another goal. They've got the free kick just in line with the penalty area.
They're causing their own problems now because they ain't using their head. They're simply just caught up in the pace of the match, and they're making basic mistakes.
Well, I think now Walter Smith and Archie Knox would be quite happy to make the away trip 3-1 ahead. It's behind for the corner, the pressure's still on. There are 3 minutes left. At the moment, if Rangers can get an away goal, it negates Alania's, but another one here for the Russians, and it would make Rangers' task so much harder. Kornienko's up there again. Well, it falls beyond them all, and Petric wisely allows that one to run out of play. There are just over 2 minutes left. Rangers 3, Alania 1 here at Ibrox Stadium. Laid off by Van Vossen. McInnes gives it away and then concedes the free kick. Well, it's the Rangers' nerves that are jangling now. They've really turned this match around, but they don't want to throw things away in these closing stages. Again, the Russians show great skill and composure. And the skipper well forward again.
Andy Gorham quite happy to see that. I think he'll take that for the next couple of minutes. Just a little bit of inexperience showing Derek McInnes there in the midfield, just getting caught up again in the game. And he should just use his head and just pass it to areas that are going to give Rangers a bit of relief and a bit of tension, can then be eased.
Once again, it's Alania who have the free kick. Walter Smith looks on anxiously. We're inside the final minute of the match, plus stoppage time to come. Well, at half-time, Rangers would certainly have settled for winning this tie 3-1, Charlie.
Yeah, most certainly. I think we always felt that they were capable of scoring, but you just knew they had to raise the tempo of the game. They've done that in the second half, and they could easily have had 6 in the second half.
3-1, it could easily have gone to 4, but still, they must keep their concentration here. It's vital. Closing stages. The offside flag is up meanwhile on the far side, so a bit of breathing space. Rangers may be the home side, but it's all about discipline and concentration now. Well, this second half performance has certainly been Rangers' best in recent seasons. Battling back after an indifferent first half in which the Russians were the better side. We're now into stoppage time. The whistle sounds, And Rangers go forward now with confidence to the second leg. They were a goal down at half-time, but they fought back through McInnes. Then McCoy setting a new European record here at Ibrox. And Gordon Petric making the full-time score. Rangers 3, Alania 1.